Pardon the interruption, but I'm Mike Wilbon. It is tax day, Tony. Did you pay your taxes?
Tony Kornheiser, wait, again? To pay him again?
See, it's this yearly thing.
So you know what I do? I don't know if you do this, because I don't think you actually pay taxes by yourself. I don't think you take the envelope down to the post office.
Never.
I go to the post office, I get return receipt requested, so that if they don't get there, I don't want to pay extra interest. I can prove I sent them on time.
Don't you have an accountant?
No.
They have those in the United States of America.
No, I do it myself.
You're crazy.
Really?
You math major? You were an
No,
English major.
An English major. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, the Giants will work out Shedeur Sanders. Paige Beckers goes first in the WNBA draft. And Wilbon's boy, Nico Harrison, says he has no regrets about trading Luka Doncic, the worst trade of all time. But we begin today with tonight's Western Conference play-in game, Memphis at Golden State. Head-to-head this season, the Warriors have beaten the Grizzlies 3 of 4. Ja Morant played in 2 of those games, winning 1, losing 1. Jimmy Butler only played in 1 of those games for the Warriors, and the Warriors won it. Wilbon, what is your level of confidence that the Warriors will win tonight?
It's not great. It might be a 6. No, it's just not great because they've lost 3 games at home down the stretch, including one to San Antonio. If they win that game, they're not even in this predicament. And yet they've got an extra game with Steph Curry with his thumb banged up and Jimmy Butler with a thigh contusion. And maybe they peaked at that game a week ago Thursday in Los Angeles when they beat the Lakers.
So are you
or when Steph Curry had like 52 against Memphis. No, I said 6. You asked me the confidence. I said 6. So I think the Warriors will win. But I'm just saying the Warriors, Tony, it's not like a week ago there was this wave of.
You believe you think. You think you believe. You're not sure. You're
I'm
not certain. All right,
You?
tell me when you're done. Yeah, I'm totally certain. Well, first of all.
You're totally certain?
First of all, Golden State does not have to win this game. No. If they lose this game, they get to play one more game.
But then they'd be in the 8th spot and have to play OKC
they get
in the
to
first
play
round.
one more game and winner take all, and it is as well at home. I like the Warriors. I'm going to tell you what. I like Steve Kerr over some guy who has coached 9 games in the league and is 4-5 after those 9. Yeah. I like Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry over Ja Morant. Because Jimmy Butler has been to NBA Finals. Steph Curry been to multiple, won multiple. Ja Morant, not so much. 7-12 in playoff games. I am interested in your pick because I'd like to remind you and anybody who is watching us that within the last month you have said on air that you believe Oklahoma City and Memphis are going to be
the last month. That was back in January.
Going to be the final teams in the Western Conference. So I assume you have to pick Memphis.
No, and that was back in January before they did things like fire the head coach, to which you referred.
Yes.
And before Ja started either throwing grenades or taking a rifle, which he could be suspended for.
So you're on Golden
State.
State.
The commissioner didn't say pretty please.
You're on Golden State.
I think Golden State's going to win. The question is
confidence level.
Yes.
Okay. I'm high on
Do
it.
you not see those games they lost?
I understand. They have lost their last 3 at home.
Yes.
They have also never won a play-in game. They're 0-3. So it's trending against them. But I believe in Golden State over Memphis. Yeah. I do. I believe they will win the game.
First of all, Ja Morant, when he's out there and engaged and not worried about throwing grenades, Ja Morant is a great player, Tony. And he's got support from Jaren Jackson Jr., who's a defensive player of the year. He's got Desmond Bane. They've got, Memphis is much deeper than Golden State.
Are they as good as Butler and Curry?
No.
That's all.
But I tell you what.
That's it. Witness is excused.
Was San Antonio as good as those guys? Oh, you stopped chirping, didn't you? Okay.
No, I said the witness was excused.
Let's go. Let's move to the NFL draft speculation. The New York Giants, who hold the 3rd pick, will reportedly hold a private workout on Thursday with Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders. That's just 1 week before the actual draft. The Giants will separately work out Alabama's Jalen Milroe and Louisville's Tyler Shuck. Tone, the Giants already signed Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson this offseason. So does the team's interest in Sanders, the alleged interest, seem sincere to you or just like a bluff to lure a team, anybody, into trading up?
So I'm not going to question the sincerity of this. I have no reason to particularly question it. But I will say, as you know, I feel this way. This guy does not meet their immediate needs. Okay, the Giants are a lousy team. They won 3 games this past season. It's impossible for us to believe that the coach and the general manager will get another year if they have another bad year. So they have to win now. They have to win now. That's why you don't get a rookie quarterback and turn over a team to a rookie quarterback.
You mean like the Commanders just did successfully?
Much better. He was a much
You don't know how
better,
good this guy's going to be?
He's not going to be that good
Shador?
because nobody's been that good.
Okay.
He's not going to be that good. They have to win now. That's why you get Russell Wilson. That's why you get Jameis Winston.
I understand why they did.
Your future. Look, you may think that Shador Sanders is your future,
right?
But if you're the coach and the GM, your future is right now because you won't have another year. Now, what has happened with Derek Carr means that New Orleans needs a quarterback. Okay, so they could chase Aaron Rodgers. They could try to trade for Kirk Cousins.
Stop with
or
Aaron Rodgers.
Or they could
We're
draft
not one
a
of those
quarterback.
shows.
But they're sitting at 9. So the logical trade partner is the Giants at 3. That's the logical trade partner.
But
That's
if I'm
what
the
I think will
Giants and I
happen.
can't get the pass rusher out of Penn State if I trade down from who am I going to get? If you're talking about winning now, you better get some damn players.
Okay.
And
Not
you got
not a
another
rookie
kid
quarterback.
from Colorado who may be the greatest prospect
He may not
of
last.
all time.
He may not last to 3.
He may not.
No, so he may
okay,
not
but
last to 3.
then that means you got the kid from Penn State.
Yeah.
Who's going to be?
But do you agree that taking a rookie quarterback when your jobs are on the line, you have to win now?
Again, okay.
He's
that
1 in a
sounds
million.
great.
Jaden Daniels is 1 in a million.
But we just saw it.
Right.
We saw it 50 yards from this studio.
Did he win the Heisman as well? Jaden
Yeah, he
Daniels?
won the Heisman.
Yeah, and yeah.
He won the Heisman.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't know how good Shador Sanders is going to be. But I will tell you this. The Giants thought Daniel Jones was going to be real good. Didn't work out. The Jets next door thought Zach Wilson would be really good. It didn't work out. Because right now, the Meadowlands in the last few years is a burial grounds for quarterbacks. It's bad. Let's move to the top of the WNBA draft. Paige Beckers went first to Dallas as expected. The next pick was 19-year-old French woman, 6'6", Dominique Malonga to Seattle. Malonga played in the French league this past season, turned pro when she was 15. She has dunked in games there.
Yes, she
Wilbon, which pick are you more excited to watch, Beckers or Malonga?
Well, I've seen Beckers for 4 years, and she's going to be great right away. My feeling about Paige Beckers is steps into the league, is great. Dallas goes from picking first to the playoffs. That's my expectation based on other
Indiana did that. Indiana did that with Caitlin Clark, right? Went to the playoffs.
So I want to see Malonga. I mean, first of all, Tony, it's not just dunking. If you watch enough of this video, which we've been able to watch the last few days, she's got a complete game. And she seems to have this infectious personality, which allows for her to do great things. I want to see her. Right. Maybe it's overstated, but maybe not. 6'6" with that kind of talent, Tony, it doesn't just seem like she'll be, one of the best inside players in the league. It seems like she could be the best very early on.
Okay. Look, I'm going to agree essentially with all the points that you're making. We have seen Paige Beckers for what seems like 10 years now. 4 years ago, she was the college player of the year when she was 19. Now she's 23. We just saw her lead UConn to a national championship. We have seen her. We know her. We don't know anything about Malonga. No, she is a complete unknown. The first sentence on all the stories says that she's 6'6" and from France, and the second sentence says she dunks in games. So now she's being compared to Victor Wembanyama, which is completely understandable because she's French. If she was Serbian, she'd be compared to Jokic. Okay? That's what that is about. But in terms of excitement, since you've seen one and you haven't seen the other.
You've got to be intrigued to see.
Of course.
I'm intrigued to see what the Sky is going to do, having picked Haley Van Lith and a Slovenian shooter. I care about my own team.
No, and I understand that.
By the way, the Mystics had a draft. They did.
You're the only one who knows this. They drafted 15 people.
Because like a lot of people, I watch.
I mean, I would say, and you would agree with this, the better bet long term is Paige Beckers.
I got to see her. I got to see Malonga first.
Okay, but you want to see her.
Yeah,
she's want to see. Let's take a break. Coming up, are the Hawks or the Magic the more compelling team in tonight's other play-in game?
And Rory just won the Masters, but will Scottie Scheffler win more majors moving forward? Toss up.
When did France become the basketball capital of the world? Have they won any Olympic gold medals? I don't think so.
Here's what they've got.
What do they got? They got the first 2 NBA picks from last year.
I'll tell you what, they got some young players who made the MVP award before. First of all, they've already won.
Time for toss-up. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, finishes the show, then attends a 6 p.m. group dinner that threatens to push his bedtime past 8 p.m. What's first?
Toss-up in tonight's other play-in. Which team do you find more compelling, the Hawks or the Magic?
So to me, as you well know, the key word is compelling. I don't find either of these teams compelling. I am positive they cannot win an NBA championship.
Not this year.
I'm not certain they can win even one round of the playoffs.
No, not this year.
You know, maybe Orlando can because Orlando has Banchero, right, and Wagner. But I don't really think so. Is Trae Young still on Atlanta?
Yes,
right?
he led the league in assists.
Do you know where I'm going with this? Where I'm going with this is that the top of the East is much better than the bottom of the East.
Yeah.
Whereas that's not necessarily true in the West. Right. So I believe in the play-in format. Mm-hmm. I believe it's an exciting concept, but I cannot bring myself to be excited about Atlanta or Orlando, so I will likely not watch the game and watch the Nats instead.
I'm sure, and that's really thrilling. People really are hanging
Oh,
on
like
the
they
Nats.
care about the Chicago sky that you just talked about? Really?
I care about the sky.
Well, I care about the
led
Nats.
by Angel Reese.
Thank you.
And Haley Van Lith.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Banchero and Wagner, you mentioned.
Yeah.
Atlanta's got some terrific young players, too. Reese Shea, who you wanted, as opposed to the Frenchman Sarr that you got.
That's right.
And then Dyson Daniels is, a young player of some consequence.
Compelling? Compelling?
Oh, I said consequence.
Okay, compelling.
And then Jalen Johnson is out, sadly, because he got hurt. They still got Clint Capella. I mean, the team that's more compelling is probably Atlanta or closer to it. But Banchero and Wagner, I want to see them. I want to see
one game. You get to see at least one game.
You get to see one game.
At least.
And the question is, can that team then at least push the number 7, the
but
number 2 seed?
You agree that the
push
top of the
Celtics?
East is much better than the bottom of the
Light
East.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's next?
Toss-up, who'll win more majors going forward, Rory McIlroy or Scottie Scheffler?
Okay, so I don't want to be, as people say, a prisoner of the moment. I watched, as you watched, what I thought was the most thrilling golf tournament I've ever seen, Rory McIlroy winning the Masters. And I believe that by getting the Masters monkey off his back, and I said this the other day, he will win multiple majors. I think he will win multiple Masters. But, there's always a but, he's 35. So his reasonable window is 7 years to 10 years.
Yeah, max.
Scottie Scheffler's 28.
Yeah.
So his reasonable window is 12 to 15 years. If you went to one of these golf tournaments and talked to people who make a living doing commentary and analysis of golf, 95% of them would tell you Scottie Scheffler is the best player in the world.
Okay.
He just had a blah tournament, the Masters, and finished 4th. I love Rory McIlroy. I'm rooting for him. The safer long-term bet here is Scheffler.
Yeah, but I don't know about that. Scheffler's won 2 majors, both the Masters.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
He was out-majored a year ago by Xander Schauffele. So there's there's a peer of his.
Xander Schauffele's got 2 also.
Okay, he's got 2. He's got the same number as Scheffler.
That's right.
So, I mean, look, Scheffler had a great season last year. What do you have, 7 wins? He had a great year, okay? But the comparison of it with Tiger is irresponsibly stupid.
Did I do that?
And when you didn't, but when I heard people do it on camera, I wanted to slap the taste out of their mouths for even mentioning Tiger Woods. And I'll bet with Rory, because I think that Rory can go 4 more majors. And I don't think that Scheffler is going to necessarily win 4 more majors.
Really?
I don't.
I think he's the best player.
Okay.
And I think his average game is good enough to win certain tournaments, maybe not majors.
Okay.
And I love Rory. You know, and I think he's going to win multiples, but I think it's possible Scheffler will win like 7 or 8.
There are people that were the best player in their time, we thought. A player like Adam Scott, who won what? One
short
or 2
time.
majors?
1, I believe.
1.
That was a short window.
Justin Rose has won 1.
Yes, a long time ago.
It's hard to win with multiples.
Well, we'll see. Right. That's why we make these bets. That's it. Let's take one last break. But coming up, Mavs GM Nico Harrison stands by his trade of Luka Doncic. Get off this. Get off it.
And as old man Lionel Messi really planning to play in one more World Cup, I should have mentioned it.
Are you still supportive of Nico Harrison in that trade? Are you still supportive of that?
I wasn't supportive. I wouldn't have made that trade.
Would you fire him?
No.
Really?
No.
Your best asset is gone. You wouldn't fire him?
Okay. Let's see how the season plays out. See what happens.
Happy time, people. Happy 58th birthday, Dara Torres. Torres was on the United States Olympic swim team in 5 different Olympics. She was in Los Angeles in 1984 when she was 17 years old. She was in the 1988 Olympics in Seoul. She was in the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona. She was in the 2000 Olympics in Sydney. And in 2008 in Beijing, Torres became the oldest American swimmer to make our Olympic team at 41. Torres won 4 Olympic gold medals, all in relays, either the 4x100 freestyle or the 4x100 medley. She won bronze in 2000 in the 50 free, the 100 free, and the 100 butterfly. She won silver in 2008 at 41 years old in the 50 free. In all, Torres won 12 Olympic medals, 4 gold, 4 silver, 4 bronze.
Given the depth and breadth of her success, there's not nearly enough talk about Dara Torres being one of the great athletes in the history of American athletes. There's not nearly enough talk.
When swimming started, when in her age group, people quit
They
by
were
19.
14. Yeah,
just
they were
quit.
out.
They were done. They were
Come
done.
on.
Happy anniversary, Chad Pennington. On this day 25 years ago, the Marshall quarterback became the first quarterback taken in the 2000 NFL draft. Pennington went 18th overall to the New York Jets, as always desperate for a quarterback. Following Pennington as quarterback selections were Giovanni Carmazzi, Chris Redman, T. Martin, Mark Bulger, and Spurgeon Wynn.
Wow.
Bulger was the only one of this group to make the Pro Bowl, which he did twice. Of course, the next quarterback selected, draft pick 199, made 15 Pro Bowls. He won 7 Super Bowls, 5 times was named Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, Tom Brady.
Brady does so much stuff now. I mean, he's on games. I love hearing Brady. And he and Jim Gray they're about to open up a museum
Is that
of
right?
sports memorabilia, among other things. Yeah,
He should put his uniforms in there. That would
Brady's
be enough.
on you. We'll go to see that. Of course. Take up a whole floor. Happy anniversary, Jackie Robinson. This is posthumous, of course, but on this day, 78 years ago, Jackie Robinson broke baseball's racial barrier when he debuted with the Brooklyn Dodgers. Baseball celebrates this milestone across the league today, and rightfully so. Nearly 80 years later, this resonates as one of the most important events of the 20th century. Jackie Robinson is one of the most significant people in the history of sports and the history of this country.
So as you know, I think this is the most important single event that ever happened in sports in the United States of America. And maybe I feel it a little bit more deeply being from New York, because I know that's that's where it happened in Brooklyn. I don't think you can say enough or write enough about how important that is.
You cannot. We have total agreement on that.
Happy trails to Nico Harrison, professing any lament about trading away Luka Doncic. The Mavs general manager told a select group of Dallas-based media this morning he has no regrets about trading Luka Doncic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, adding that many successful decisions he has made have been initially met with skepticism, like trading for Kyrie Irving. Harrison added, quote, "Our philosophy is that defense wins championships, and we are built on defense," unquote. He also said he sees himself finishing out his contract, which has 3 years remaining. The Mavs take on the Kings in the play-in tomorrow night.
What else is he supposed to say? I regret the deal a month after making it, or 2 months? Listen, don't tell me the owner wasn't front and center, the new Dallas Mavericks owner, on this. I think Nico could be just absorbing a lot of the slings and arrows for the owner, which is part of his job.
I said the day it
abuse.
happened, he will be fired, and it will be quick. And I think it will be fired. I think he will be fired. We would also like to note the passing of Don Hasselbeck. Hasselbeck passed away Monday at the age of 70. The tight end played 9 seasons in the NFL, mostly with the Patriots, though he won a Super Bowl with the 1983 Raiders. But Don Hasselbeck was perhaps best known as the father of former NFL quarterbacks Matt and Tim Hasselbeck, both of whom have been terrific contributors to this program, and we send the Hasselbeck family our condolences.
We do indeed.
One addition on tonight's Hawks Magic game that I know you're going to watch, and I'm not. Clint Capella out with a ligament strain. You want to go to the big finish?
Let's do it.
Damian Lillard will reportedly miss the start of the NBA playoffs due to his blood clot. Your thoughts?
The feeling is that Dame may be back later in this first round or in the playoffs. I don't know if Milwaukee can get through the first round without Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard's a great player. Well, best of health, first of all. Luis Suarez says Lionel Messi wants to play for Argentina in next year's World Cup. Does that make sense?
Makes sense on a lot of levels. First of all, he's a great player.
39.
And it's the World Cup.
Yeah.
But he's also based in Miami now. And this World Cup is going to be in Mexico, the United States, and Canada. So he would bring something to it specifically that he wouldn't bring some other part of the world, I would think. Hall of Famer Joe Dumars finalizing a deal to run the Pelicans. Is that a good fit?
It's a great fit. Joe Dumars is a native of Louisiana. And Joe Dumars built a championship team in 2004, the Pistons, and they didn't have what you would call, my apologies to my buddies, Chauncey Billups and Rip Hamilton, they didn't have a player you would say is transcendent, right?
Great coach.
Joe Dumars had a great coach.
They had a great coach.
The Rockies put Chris Bryant on the 10-day DL with lumbar degenerative disc disease. Your reaction?
It's great with the Cubs. I haven't thought of them in years. Last one. Canadian teenage rookie Ivan Demidov had a goal and an assist his debut. You're impressed, aren't you?
Sure, but they lost to the Blackhawks. Canadians aren't in the playoffs yet. Come on.
We're out of time. We'll try and do better the next time. I'm Tony Kornheiser.
And I'm Mike Wilbon. Same time tomorrow, Knuckleheads. You can get the podcast on the ESPN app or Apple Podcasts. And now, the Sports Center.
Nice to see you, Pookie. Good to be in the studio. What do you think?
See me,
Yeah.
see you.
PTI bonus topic.
All right, Wilbon. What's your reaction to Travis Hunter's comments about needing to play both ways in the NFL?
Yeah, well, part of that comment was like, never again, I'm not going to play if somebody doesn't let me do that. And that's nonsense. You're going to play football. So, Tony, part of it, the reaction to the comment is, if he was being drafted by a franchise which had an iconic iron-fisted coach or Parcellian-type figure, then, Bill Walsh, you would say, that guy will say, son, sit over here in the corner, I'll tell you where you're playing.
Right.
But the teams at the top of this draft don't have that coach.
Right.
So he's going to get to do a lot. Tony, he played 170 snaps in one game this year against Texas Tech. I try to figure out how to let him play a reduced number, but let him play both sides of the ball where he can have the greatest impact. This kid may be the greatest non-quarterback prospect, one of them we've seen in history.
He doesn't have any leverage, so he's saying what he's saying so that you understand this is what I want to do. I want to play both ways. And you can play both ways in college. You can play both ways in the pros. But this isn't baseball where Shohei Ohtani pitches and he hits. This is a contact sport. You go out there for 100 plays. Don't tell me about 170 plays. You go out there for 100 plays. Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
So what he has to do is understand that a team is invested in him and wants him to be as great as he can be and doesn't want to see him laying on the turf because the players in the NFL are bigger, stronger, and faster than he's used to.
So the question is there a coaching staff out there smart enough to figure out how to use him 25 plays on one side,
you would think,
and 25 on the other, or even 15 plays on one side and 40 on the other.
No,
total.
I think you have to say we'd like you to concentrate on this side of the ball, but we're going to put in a package for you. We're going to make sure that you understand that we want you to play both ways. Okay.
Can't wait to see this kid play.
But if he starts playing 100,
there's no.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
There's no comeback from that.
All I'm saying.
That's it.
Save his life.
We're done. Back to you.
I can't think of a better person to talk